Hey everybody, welcome to New York. So we are doing a little bookish vlog this week. Matt and I traveled to New York. We're here to see a friend and we decided why not make it a bookish weekend as well. So we're staying in the Library Hotel. Every room is based off of the Dewey Decimal System. So we are in the oceanography room. We got a small room. Here's our bed. We have books everywhere. The books you can read at any time. And follow me into the very cute little bathroom area. And that's it. That is the whole room tour. Hey everybody, so it's day 2 in the New York bookish vlog. I still think I need to recap day 1 because it's been so busy that I just haven't had time. We landed a little before 8 a.m. yesterday and literally hit the ground running. We were up at like 3:45 to catch our flight yesterday and didn't go to sleep until like midnight last night. And that's not the usual anymore for you, girl. So I'll briefly, I think, just recap yesterday. It was gorgeous. We spent the morning in Central Park and it was stunning. I'd never been to Central Park before. This is my first time in New York outside of an airport. It was so magical. We would be walking and you're like, wait, I feel like I'm just out in nature, but I'm literally in the heart of New York City. There were musicians just playing randomly throughout the park, and then every once in a while you'd get close to the edge and you'd hear all of the city sounds. Then we made our way to Bluestone Lane for lunch. If you like the vibes that is like old school library, you will love this because it looks like it's built into the side of a church. The food was great. It wasn't a long wait time. I think we waited like 10 minutes to be seated, and they were like it was like 12:30, so it was peak lunch hours. It was really good food. And then we made our way to Corner Bookstore. We didn't film inside because they had a sign asking for no phones out while you're inside the bookstore, but I did get the outside of the building. And we were excited to go here because we saw on their website that occasionally the store cat is out and about. The store cat was not out and about yesterday, and that's okay. I ended up getting one book in the Hawthorne Legacy series. It's the one where it's all of the novellas, I believe. But yeah, that was the first bookstore we went to. And then we walked back along Central Park to the Albertine. And this is a bookstore, museum. I don't think it's actually the French embassy, but they're like really tied together. So all of the books in there are French or English, or like if they're English, I think they were French literature written in English. And it was so stunning. The ceiling on the second floor, absolutely gorgeous. Fun fact, Matt and I are working hard to learn French. We're actually taking classes. And so we got a beginner level French book. Okay, I'm back. We got a beginner levels French book so that we can practice. If you follow me on any of my book platforms, I will be trying to enter this book when I read it for the first time. Might be a little bit because we've only taken 2 classes, so we're still at the very beginning. And then I thought I would just go ahead and get out. It was The Grandest Game. That's the book that I bought at Corner Bookstore. So those were the big book things that we did yesterday. We also met up with our friend Stephanie, who's here doing her residency. And we did a couple running things for Matt. So we went to the big Nike store on Fifth Avenue. We went to a large Adidas store also on Fifth Avenue. And I became like that token partner who is like in a comfy chair waiting for the other partner to finish shopping. We were at the Adidas store at like 4 p.m. So it had been over 12 hours of being up. And I just looked at him and I'm like, I love you so much. Go have fun. Looking at all of the running things. I'm just going to sit on this chair right here and kind of like social media and take a little bit of a brain break. Guys, I sat down and I instantly was like, oh my God, I'm going to fall asleep. I'm going to take a nap. I did not fall asleep in public. Hooray. But I was like kind of chuckling at myself of I almost fell asleep in public in an Adidas store. It's all good. So then in the evening, we went to Koreatown and explored. We went into an H Mart. I didn't film in there because it was poppin'. I also feel like I'm dating myself with the slang. It doesn't matter. We went to a cute little spot for dinner. Stephanie got this awesome looking bento box. Matt got a combo that had like a noodle dish and a rice dish. And then I ordered sushi because small little life update. After doing more tests to kind of figure out what's going on with me, we think it might be something autoimmune. So right now, to try and mitigate symptoms, we are cutting gluten out of my diet because that is a really common trigger for people who have the autoimmune disorder that we think that I have. So we're experimenting, but it's been a lot of trial and error and a lot of searching, like, is blank gluten-free? And sushi is gluten-free, according to my internet searches. Anyways, if you know differently, let me know. But, okay, now let's move into day 2 because I have a lot planned and I'm really excited. So Matt is currently out getting his morning run in. The man woke up and was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go run. And he probably ran like 6 or 7 miles. I laid in bed and slept, and then I got ready for the day. So when he gets back, when he finished showering and getting ready, we're going to go meet our friend Stephanie again for some bagels. And then we're going to go to the Ripped Bodice. I know none of you are surprised. I'm in New York. I'm a romance girly. I must go to one of the most popular, well-known, romance-only bookstores. And then we are going to stroll on over to Love and Legends, which I believe opened at the beginning of this year, maybe like February or March. And this is a bookstore that is mostly fantasy. I think they do have some romantasy. We're going to find out together. It looks super cute. I think it's within walking distance. It's like maybe a 30-minute walk, which is accessible for us. I have a couple of like sweet treat stops, and we want to go to the New York Public Library at some point today. Also, okay, you've seen the hotel tour, the room tour. We are in the Library Hotel. So this is a hotel on Library Way. Literally a block in that direction is the New York Public Library, and it's stunning. We have only looked at it from the outside. I'm so excited. So our room is book themed, as you saw yesterday. They have the stairwell is painted book themed. They have a rooftop bar called Bookmarks. How cute. We went up there last night after dinner, and again, I was kind of nodding off, but it was worth it. The vibe was immaculate. It was cozy. They have, on the second floor, they have like this room for hotel guests and filled with books, filled with like little light snacks and refreshments. There's a piano. It's so stunning. and you can read any of the books. You can read any of the books in your room. You can read any of the books in the common areas. It's like the perfect hotel, in my opinion. When we started planning this trip, I found this hotel and I was like, Matt, please. And he was like, 100%, let's do it. You can, when you're booking, make a request for a certain room. We didn't. We were just ready to experience it. And I'm actually very happy with our room. It's oceanography. So everything oceans, about fish, life under the sea. It's so cute. But they have like romance, they have space. I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of hope that we would get the space room, but I wanted the universe to tell me what room we needed, and the room we needed was the ocean room. So we're gonna have to come back because we also want to experience different rooms. But while we're here, we're just piling multiple things into this trip. We wanted to see our friend Stephanie. We wanted to go to bookstores, but it's getting close to our 1 year anniversary. So it's kind of an anniversary trip. And the hotel was so nice. They left us some chocolates to congratulate us on our anniversary. Getting back on track to what we have planned for the day, we have a couple more bookshops that we want to come to in New York because the first two are over in the Brooklyn area. There's Housing Workbooks, there's Strand Books, there's Sweet Pickle, which I'm personally very excited for. It's a secondhand bookstore, according to my research. So Google and watching other YouTubers' vlogs. Carrie Can Reads had a New York vlog a little bit ago where she went there, but apparently they still work on the barter system, so you can bring in some used books and you can get some pickles in return. I'm super excited. I think you can also just buy pickles, and I might have to do that. Am I flying home literally tomorrow night? Yes. I might still buy pickles. We'll see. When in New York, I will do better, and tonight I will do a recap. So let's go explore more New York bookstores. Hello, and welcome to Sunday. A lot happened last night, and things didn't go to plan, but we did go to some bookstores. We stopped at Greenlight Books, which was kind of just a little stumble upon on the way to St. Street Cakes, which was amazing. They have such cute cakes. And I got the Ministry of Time. It was kind of giving me this is how you lose the time war, future meets past kind of vibes just from reading the back. So I'm very excited. I, of course, also went to The Ripped Bodice. Am I even a romance lover if I visit New York and I don't visit The Ripped Bodice? I got this book while I was there, and both Matt and I got some stickers. The inside of the bookstore, so amazing. They have everything down to a T. The vibes are immaculate. Everyone working was super nice. It was quintessentially one of the best bookstores I've ever been to. I also popped over. I'm saying Stephanie and Matt weren't there with me, having a good time, laughing about how much I love books. We also went to Love and Legends. They opened in November of last year, and they are a fantasy independent bookstore where I got Watermoon. This one was also kind of giving me the Cherry Blossom bookstore vibes. So I'm very excited for that. And look at this cute postcard I ended up getting. I don't even know if I'll send it. I might just frame this because it's so cute. The inside of this store, also very aesthetically pleasing, also on point. I act like the Ripped Bodice, their employees were some abnormality that were really amazing, and they were really amazing, but so were the employees at all of the other bookstores I visited on my trip. And I honestly had a great time with Love and Legends because one of the workers there, she's also from Toledo, and we kind of bonded over that. Wow, small world, two girls from Toledo in New York City at a cool bookstore. And then we ended the book part of yesterday at a trip to Sweet Pickle Books. I was so excited about this. And I got 2 secondhand books. And I, of course, got a sweatshirt. Woo! We did actually also buy pickles. They're in our room's like fridge. We're gonna eat what we can today, and then the rest are gonna stay here with Stephanie because we can't take them on the plane with us. But they were delicious. I think today, with the like craziness that happened and the shortened kind of like time that we have, I think the last big like book thing we want to do is go to the Strand bookstore and explore that a little bit before we have to go back to the airport. I almost forgot. We did go to the New York Public Library yesterday. Gorgeous on the inside and on the outside. I think we were both expecting a regular library where you can like go in and look at the books and like borrow a book if you live in the area. It's not that. I think it's more of like a research library at this point, but it was very beautiful to walk around. So this was like a speed run of everything that happened. I will, when I get back home, I'll like sit down and do an actual thought process of everything, and we'll see what actually makes it into the video. But let's go continue exploring. Hello, we are back in our familiar space. We are home. The New York weekend was a blast. We did so many fun bookish things. We stayed at the absolutely wonderful Library Hotel. And I just wanted to do a little closeout, talk about our last day of the trip. Like I said, Sunday's plans kind of just went completely to the wayside, and we were just vibing. And it was pretty amazing. We slept, maybe not slept in, but we slept later than we were planning. Matt unfortunately was not able to do his run that he had planned, which he said he was fine with it. He was planning on running in Central Park, but he was like, sleep is more important. So we got up, we did breakfast, and then we found our way to this really cute place called Bibble and Sip, where they had the most amazing drinks and snacks. I believe, if I remember correctly, it's a fusion between Korean and French pastries to die for. We then went and we walked the High Line, which I could just see myself like in the future on a longer visit, going to the High Line. Maybe Matt's going running somewhere in the morning. I just find a nice little shaded spot on the High Line and I have a good book because it was so beautiful. We did make one more stop, and that was to Strand Books. Guys, I only stayed on the first level because we were on kind of a strict time limit to be there. We had a plane to catch. We had to come back home to Cincinnati. So I stayed on level 1, and I found not just one cute book, but I did a blind date with a book. Look at this cover. I'm like 90% certain that someone hand drew this. How could I not get a blind date with a book when they're hand drawn like this? And this ended up being The American Roommate Experiment. So excited to add both of these books to my TBR. Let's briefly talk about Strand Books. So cool. I think their slogan is that they have like 18 miles worth of books, I believe. They also have a little cafe in the bookstore, and man, there were several different bookish merch things that I wanted to buy, but as you can see that I'm wearing the Pickle bookstore. This is the one merch thing that I bought. I do love it. It's very cozy. And I held myself back on getting something from Strand Books that was not an actual book. And I'm pretty satisfied. I don't know. I definitely would have worn something that I bought there, but we do not need more clothes right now. Maybe. The books were amazing and really well organized. I'd love to go back and like explore the other levels. I think there's 4 levels in total: a basement, a first floor, a second floor, and a third floor. And then we had to hurry back to the hotel to grab our bags and fly back home, which we did. And I read on the plane, I read one of the After the End novellas. I finished that up on the plane, and I posted about it on my Instagram story, and Kelsey commented on it, and she's like, I need to read this. And a couple other people DM'd me, and they were like, I don't know if I could read that on the plane. Like, that is not subtle at all. Everyone knows what's going on in that book. And I said, no one's paying attention to me. Once people got in their seats, we're all just locked in, ready to go to Cincinnati, whether that was a transfer or your final destination. I just kind of reclined my seat a little bit. There was no one behind me, so I was, I think, lucky. I think I was the only person on the plane that didn't have anyone behind them, and enjoyed my novella. So that's the vlog of New York bookish things to do. Let me know if you've been to any of these bookstores, and let me know if I missed a bookstore and I should go back, because we are planning on going back sometime before my friend Stephanie is done with her residency. So there's always more to explore. Until next week, I hope you guys are in the middle of a good book and having a great May. Bye.